Right then, guys. Bit of a panning shot round. What on earth is that? That's just, it wasn't here last night, so I don't know who brought that down, but anyway. So the main thing for me at the moment here, the main priority is just continuing with harvesting the soft fruit. So if we go over, this bit here is half a row of summer fruiting raspberries, and if you look, there's still a few. I've got the majority of them now, and if you can see, all the foliage is starting to die back, difference in the leaf colour. And again, just for anybody who doesn't know, to differentiate, because what you do with summer fruit is once you've got your fruit, these old canes must be pruned out, so you go right down to the as far as you can and cut them out. You see the difference in the wood between this brown wood here and this is a new cane. You see the difference between that illustrates it nicely there. So that's old wood, must be removed. This is your new cane, and this will carry the fruit next year, 2023, and those will be tied in. So continuing on from about this point, these are autumn fruiting raspberries, and already you can see the flowering. So there isn't much really of a gap between the summer ones coming to an end and the autumn ones beginning to set fruit. Again, for us at this part of the world, it all depends on the kind of summer we get really. So if we, quite a lot of years, if we get a lot of rainfall, they just rot because there's never enough dry weather to pick them. Over here, I mean, how insane is this, right? It's 22nd of July and already we've got ripe blackberries. You know, I mean, it's the thornless variety. I've no idea what the variety is, it was just given to me by a mate of mine. But he's extremely vigorous. I mean, look at the size of those new growths. And it's a heavy cropper, it's a wonderful plant actually. But, you know, when I was a kid, the wild blackberries, it was always September as you went back to school, so. And this is Logan Berry, I've shown you it before, so I'm not going to dwell on it, but again, there's still plenty of fruit. Again, I just need because I've had this overnight rain, I would have to let it dry out. Here's some of the new canes coming out. So once again, it's the same thing as with the summer fruiting raspberries. Once your fruited wood is finished, you go find the cane, go down, prune it out, and just tie in the new growths. So the black currants are almost done. There's a few left on this bush, probably about half a pound or something like that, so if the birds don't get them, I will pick them off. But once they're picked off, you can see where I've been kind of cutting the tops off just to make it easier. Normally I wouldn't do that, but because these bushes are going to be grubbed out, there's just far too many, I've just tried to make it easy for myself. And so they're all coming out, but yeah, as I say, if the birds don't have them, I will pick them. I might make a little bit of wine out of them or something like that. Bit of a clean out in this area. Got some nice firewood given, so I need to come down and log some of the bigger stuff up. But I had some water tanks and stuff, so if I just spin you around, look back up to the top of the plot, they're up in that. I moved them all up into the top corner. It's obviously easier to carry water downhill than uphill. So these are 2-year-old grafts, and I am allowing them to carry some fruit. I'll probably get in and need to thin a few of those out. I don't want it carrying that many, but they're all looking pretty healthy, ready to be planted out at some point. I'm hoping you can see this. This is a multi-grafted tree, predominantly Harry Masters Jersey side raffle, but it is carrying pretty immense crop really. It hardly fruited at all last year, which again is something quite often that you get with side apple trees. You sort of have a big crop one year and then they tend to miss, so the biennialism. Even though I've thinned out where I can, it's looking good. Can't say the same for the plum tree, unfortunately. There's a few here. There's an odd few dotted around, but I think you know, it got hit with a late frost. So there's not much in the way of fruit. Classic brown rot. So I'm not going to get a lot off that this year, but hey ho, it's the way it goes. That's Ashmaid's kernel. My favourite apple, that one. Let's finish the video off with a quick look at one or two grafts. I showed this in a previous video. This is a bud graft. I'd actually forgotten all about it. You see where the bud was placed in here, and then there was a couple of other growths from the other plant which I cut off to allow the bud graft to receive 100% basically of the sap flow. And now it's looking like it's about a metre. You know, it's done really well. Probably just need to put another little tie in there just to keep it, in case we get any strong winds. That is a bit of a problem here. The tree next to it, that's ready to be bud grafted. So all these growths here is rootstock. It's just the rootstock. So obviously we don't want that. So what I'll probably do is cut some of this stuff off, look for a nice clean part of stem, pop a bud graft in, and then we'll see what happens. You know, if we get an outcome like that one, I'll be well happy. And just another quick look at the Concord pear grafts. So we've just got to remove these growths. I did it, you've got to keep doing it throughout the summer really, but if we just follow them, you know, graft up, they are really doing great, they really are. There's definitely 2 foot of growth. The other thing as well is that sometimes once you do a big sort of grafting, you know, when you're top working and you basically decapitate the tree, sometimes it throws out shoots down at the base. You can see them all popping out here, so they'll all have to be removed. If I turn around and take you over to the other one, it wasn't as successful, but they're still pretty good, and I'm allowing some growth to come out, as I think I said in the last video, to graft into next spring. These other ones I'll remove, so you just want a few. But again, like I was saying, you can see growths coming out here at the base. You just need to keep an eye and not let those, you can see where the grafting, like the mark was here. So this is the varietal scion, and here was the rootstock, so you can see that they're all coming out from the rootstock. So you need to keep an eye and don't let those get away on you. Just keep you know, either rubbing them off or get a knife and cut them off. Well, that's it for this one, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I'm just going to finish off with a shot of the standard rose that I transplanted up from home. See you in the next one. Take care.